I think we should be able to go across now to Carla Rowe, who scored the goal for Dublin at Croke Park at the weekend. Are you there, Clara?
Yeah, I am indeed. Morning, how are you?
There we go. The joys of live production happening in the background. My congratulations, first of all, on the success. I was just having a look through earlier on. You're into your 25th year now at this point, and you have played in 7 successive All-Ireland finals. And while the first 3 might have been disappointments and coming up short, particularly against Sunday's opponents, Cork, you've now won 4 in a row.
Yeah, I suppose I've been very lucky to stumble upon the team that I have, that every year I've played with the senior team, we've got as far as an All-Ireland final. Yeah, those 3 years where we lost, but I suppose somewhere along the way you need to do some learnings, and we did that, and we've brought it forward to the last 4 years, thankfully. So it's been a great journey so far.
Let's just have a look back on Sunday's game, because I'd imagine that first half from a Dublin perspective has to feel pretty tense, because Cork bang in a goal very early on. You guys have had a few chances, and particularly a couple of decent goal chances which aren't taken. You find yourselves 3 points down at half-time. What was the feeling in the dressing room at half-time, Carla, about how you'd played in that first half?
To be honest, within players, it was a little bit of frustration, because we knew we were in the game and we were there and we were just missing by inches. So there was in no way kind of panic. At no stage did I feel panicked about it. I know at one point during the game, I looked up to the scoreboard and I saw that we were 3 points down and a good bit of time had already gone. So that was a bit of a, right, we need to get this together now at this stage. But in the dressing room, it was all quite calm. We discussed points, and that it was basically our composure. We were lacking the final inches of composure, and I think that was just the energy that was there in the team for the last couple of weeks that's been building and bubbling. I suppose that we probably weren't just playing with cool heads. We were just not being too composed in that last decision. So we addressed that. We discussed a few other points, and we knew in the second half if we got that right, we could go out there and we'd hopefully do the job.
The turnaround then is pretty much, well, at least the big fulcrum is your penalty. 6 minutes into the second half, you get the chance to put the ball into the net in front of the hill. Tell me about your penalty technique here too, because I was thinking this is very Neymar-esque. Like, you don't give the goalkeeper much of a chance to guess which side you're going to go. You give it a couple of steps, and then you obviously saw the goalkeeper had shifted her weight slightly to one side and into the bottom corner.
It was funny. I had people slagging me from the penalty against Armagh, saying I was risky, very soccer style. So I suppose it was just being decisive. I knew they'd have done their homework on the penalties. I think I've had about 5 throughout the year with the league and the 2 championship games. So I think I've put 3 right and 2 left. So it was a case of being decisive on the day, and I preferred probably to go one side and she moved that way, so I put it the other side. It was just a case of kind of waiting and seeing and trusting my kick, that if I knew I connected with the ball right and I focused on the ball, that it should go, hopefully, into one of the bottom corners.
I did wonder about that. When you step up and you're not giving yourself a massive run-up in order to generate power, do you have a side in mind before you reach the ball, or is it a case of, right, I'm going to wait and see what the goalkeeper does first?
Well, for me, it was if I could go to the preferred side, to go to that side, which would be the right-hand side. But I also was aware of the fact that if she moved, to just take your time and slot it in the other side. So hopefully I've been practicing both of those scenarios throughout the weeks. And so with Sinéad Aherne and her hamstring, and she had said, look, make sure you're ready to go. So I'd been practicing that, and it worked out on the day. There was a moment, though, when I got taken down and I had the penalty, I was sitting on the floor and I just said, okay, right, compose yourself here, take a breath, and just trust in what you've been doing all week.
It proved to be a crucial moment in the game, because Dublin go ahead at that stage and you don't surrender the lead. Aisling Maloney was saying to us on Off the Ball on Sunday when she was analysing the game for us that she said what was most impressive, and I'm sure you probably felt this on the field too, was that your team exerted control over the game for that last 25 minutes or so.
Yeah, and that's what we were lacking in the first half. You know, we were kind of, I suppose you could nearly say we were doing a little bit of what we had done in the first 3 years against Cork. We were kind of letting the game run up and down the pitch with no control. So we addressed that at half time. We said we will control the game and we'll make sure that when the shot is on, we'll take the shot. The player in the best position will get the ball, and just to not be panicking as much. So yeah, I suppose you just learn that over the years. We lacked that in the 3 years we lost. So if you don't learn from those losses, you probably don't deserve to win. So we made sure we brought that forward into our last 4 years, and I suppose you have to thank Mick Bohan for that one. He's well able to know how to see a game out and finish it off. So we've definitely picked that up along the way.
And I would imagine in terms of thanks as well, I saw your coach, Ken Robinson, saying overnight on Twitter that he won't be part of the management team for the potential run at 5 in a row for next year. He's been involved with you, I think, since 2017. How important has Ken been to the setup?
Massive. I suppose you can see the shape of us yesterday. I know Aoife Fitzgerald commented on our pace and our strength, and that's just purely down to Ken. Although some days we mightn't like seeing him in the winter and his cones going out to do runs and going to do strength work. But without Ken there, you'd be looking at a completely different team. You'd still have the football, but the strength and conditioning is the basis to being able to go out and play that brilliant brand of football. And I'd always have loved Ken and got on very well with Ken. So he'll be sorely missed in the team, definitely.
I'm not sure how many changes there are going to be. Sinead Aherne said on the pitch after the game that she's going to take Christmas to think about whether she's going to be around for next year. As you mentioned, she got subbed off, was carrying that hamstring injury going into the game, was brought back on for the last few minutes by Mick, and naturally then the questions after the game become, are you thinking about retiring now after becoming the first captain to lift the Martin Cup for 4 years? If Sinead was to go, I don't know what she's going to do, but how important has she been for Dublin? I mean, she's been there now since 2004, has obviously been a key member of your forward line. What kind of teammate is Sinead Aherne?
A one of a kind. I suppose there's no words for Sinead. I'd say she'll be one of the best captains to ever come through that Dublin team. And I only said this to her yesterday that she would have been and still is my role model up there in the team. The way she goes about her business, and even just the natural football that's oozing out of her. She's a fantastic player, an even better person, and she brought that team. She brought that team together, and she made some of the days where we weren't going as well, she was able to single-handedly turn it around for us. So she's a great person, great player, and I'm sure whatever her choice will be, we'll definitely give her the winter anyway to think over it.
Carla, congrats on the weekend. Can I just ask you about the psychology of going for 4 in a row? So I guess you'd ask the same question of the men's team as well when they're going for their 6th. But does the pressure get more and more for the team year on year to keep that run going? Or, given you've been there, done that, got the medals, are you slightly more relaxed as each final and each year progresses?
I definitely wouldn't say we're more relaxed, but last year I think there was quite a lot of focus on the 3 in a row because it's a big deal and the men were going as well. Whereas this year, I think because of the pandemic, I know inside our panel we weren't thinking about 4 in a row. It was more the year that there has been that this one was for us was what we were saying, that there are other years maybe it was for that 3 in a row and it was for that back-to-back All-Ireland, whereas this year was the struggles that everyone has been through on the team and the management and everyone behind us and our families, that one we were focusing on it for us as players and managers. So I don't think, for me personally anyway, the pressure wasn't there as much as for the 4 in a row as it was for the 3 in a row, because we were trying to focus on ourselves as a team.
This is probably a two-parter question, but Aisling Maloney was also praising at the weekend, the style, this running football, defending from deep and attacking. Have you noticed teams mirroring your tactical approach in the last couple of years, given the success you've had? And I guess the second part of that question is, was it more special that it was Cork that you beat in the final, given the rivalry that's there?
Yeah, with the tactical part, I think that's the way once football starts winning. We saw that with the men as well. When Donegal started to win, we got the All-Ireland. We got that brand of football. I think the men's game is the same, where Dublin are controlling the game, and I saw the likes of Cavan doing the same. So I suppose it is a little bit there in the ladies' football. Waterford probably played that way. Armagh were playing a quick fast brand of football as well, and so do Cork. The way ourselves and Cork play, we play quite similar in we both love to have that open-ended game where it's a good spectacle of football. Yesterday or Sunday probably didn't get as much of that on the scoreboard, but it was still a fast-flowing game. So you probably will get that a little bit, trying to mimic teams that are doing well, and I suppose that'll just be any any clever team, we'd be doing the same. When Cork were winning, we were looking at what they were doing well to make sure we learned from them.
Carla, are you happy to have a Leinster Championship to look forward to next year? Because with Westmeath getting relegated last season, it left Dublin as the only senior team left. I know 2020 was strange, so in a way you had to bridge a gap because of the pandemic anyway. But to have Meath back at senior level now for next year after their win on Sunday in the curtain raiser, it must be nice to actually have a Leinster Senior Championship actually take place in 2021.
Yeah, I know we'll be delighted, because, it is a big gap, that Leinster gap that wasn't there over the last year or so. So to be able to have a game in Leinster, and I know already it's going to be a great game against Meath. They're a fantastic team, and a huge congratulations to them on finally winning. I think they were in the same boat as us. They had done the 3 in a row losses, so a well-deserved win for them. But yeah, the Leinster Championship will be brilliant. Be looking forward to that already, knowing that will be there for us, and that it's Meath, a good rivalry, a good team with some great players coming up. So looking forward to that.
And just one final one from me before we let you back into your day and to continue celebrating the win at the weekend. How thankful are you that this season actually got completed? Because, Mick Bowen, your manager, was saying to us that he openly had reservations about fixtures getting back underway, particularly when there was a prospect of lockdown after the redraw for the championship. Having just got through the last couple of months and got this completed, are you just thankful that you were able to play it out?
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Just thankful that it went ahead, and that there wasn't the risk with the Dublin team, and I said that throughout our training was so minimal, and our management team, our doctor team, they did everything to make sure it was a safe place for us to be, and even the girls, there was girls taking ownership of it themselves. So thankful that it could go ahead, and that it ended it ended well for us as well, and that just that the risks were so minimized that you felt safe and you felt happy to be going to training, and that was where Mick's main stance was on that. He wanted to make sure no one was uncomfortable with us playing or in an uncomfortable position having to come to training, and they did that so well. So just delighted we got to play, and that we got the Brendan Martin back to Dublin again.
Yeah, huge credit to the players across the country for getting it completed out. Final word is one of congratulations to you, because we're going to be announcing our annual Off the Ball Stars Players of the Year on our Christmas Eve special here on OTB AM in a couple of days. Carla, I'm delighted to say we can reveal now at this point, slight spoiler, that you've been picked by Aisling O'Reilly as the Player of the Year for the Ladies Football Championship.
Brilliant, thank you very much. That's a privilege. God, I didn't expect that.
I don't know whether the All-Stars are going to happen in real life this year or they'll be on Zoom, but I'm sure this is just as prestigious as winning a TG Carr All-Star in a few weeks' time, potentially.
Absolutely. These things don't come around often, and it's a privilege to be given any individual accolade. I'm delighted. Thank you very much.
Look, our congratulations again on that, also winning the 4 in a row, and hopefully you have a lovely Christmas before turning around pretty quickly to begin that assault at a 5 in a row next year.
Yeah, thanks very much, and you guys as well. Have a great Christmas, a happy New Year, and looking forward to chatting again in the New Year.